Hi, I'm Wolfgang Kratzenberg, Traceability Sales Specialist for Balluff, and today I'm going to give you a quick demonstration on how to use the new Balluff RFID Configurator. And this is a system configurator that'll allow you to pick a head based on a tag, based on a processor, or vice versa. There's several different ways to go about it, depending on what the driver of your application is. So just going to show you really quickly how to get there. So you'll go to the top of the page on the Balluff home page and click on Products and Services. And then on the left side, it says Products. We'll click on Learn More. And of course, we're talking about RFID products here. So we'll click on Learn More under RFID. And then we'll scroll down to the very first box, and it's the RFID Configurator, and click on Configure a RFID System. Now, another quick way to get there, if you're in a pinch, is to go in the top right-hand corner of the home page and just click Find and type in RFID Configurator into the search, and over on the right-hand side, you can click on that right there. So here we are at the home page of the RFID Configurator, and as you'll see, and one of the things that we talk about all the time with RFID is there's basically three components to an RFID system. There's the tag or the data carrier, there's the read-write head or the antenna, and there's a processor. Turns out with Balluff, we do have some combination read-write heads that have the integrated processor into them. So that's kind of basically the antenna and the processor all in one housing. So we'll have to throw those into the mix here as well. So the first thing you'll notice on the left-hand side, I'll give you a list of the frequencies. So high frequency, low frequency, and then the standard global low frequency of 125. And the LF, which is the 70 to 45 or 455 kilohertz read-write range, that's the Balluff proprietary BISC system used primarily for machine tool identification. Okay, so on the front page of the RFID configurator, one of the first things we'll do here is we'll just select a data carrier. Data carrier is another name for tag or chip, some people call it as well. So when we click on the data carrier, it brings up all of our options. So we have HF tags, LF tags, and UHF tags. And one of the first things that you'll notice is there's no UHF systems products available on here yet. That is still to come. Again, this is a fully updatable database, updated at least weekly. So on the tag side, the first thing we'll do is just select an HF tag. Let's just go with the standard BIS M110 tag. So what this will do is give us two options now. It'll have us select the component, if that's for sure the actual product that we want, we know that. Or if we want to go look at more details, we can go to the product detail page by clicking on the box to the right. Another thing I want to bring your attention to, which is really helpful here, is when you want to edit the columns, you can choose what information will come out. So obviously if you select them all, you're going to have to scroll to the right to get all that data. We'll just go ahead and select them all and then hit OK. So then what you'll see here is when we scroll down, we'll have to scroll all the way across to be able to get all of our data. So if there's a specific feature that you're looking for in a tag or reader or whatever, maybe you want to unselect all the other features that you don't want and just select the feature that you're interested in. Also key here is articles per page. You can drop it all the way down to 50. And that way you have everything on one page. And then let's go ahead and select the product, which is going to be, again, the BIS M110. Let's select the component. So immediately what happens when you've selected one component of the RFID system, it limits down to the number of read heads, the number of processors units, or the combination read-write head with the integrated processor. So basically this tag is going to drive which possible read head or antenna you can use. So let's take a look at what read head / antenna that we have access to now since we've chosen this tag. So still a fairly good number of read heads. Let's go down and go to 50 a page. And you see that we've returned 26 matches that work, 26 read heads that will work with that RFID tag. So the thing to keep in mind here, and this is just a caveat, is that there's a lot of combinations of tags and readers that work with Balluff RFID. So the thing you have to keep in mind here is these are the ones that have been tested out and proven because there's an actual range behind this. So that's not to say that there may be another tag that can work with another reader combination. It just hasn't necessarily been tested yet. But I can tell you that a majority of the tags and readers have been tested with each other. And if we haven't done the testing, we're willing to do that testing here internally. So as you scroll down, you see the number of antennas that are available. So let's just go ahead and select this 18 millimeter version, the BISM 302. So now we have a read-write head, we have a tag, now we have to pick a processor. Once again, a variety of processors. We have 13 possible matches here. So let's just select the Profinet version of the 2-channel. So now we have a complete system here. Basically 3-part numbers that'll take care of the entire system. So at this point we have an option. So we can either add to the cart, and you'll see the products start to pop up in the shopping cart here, as well as pricing. Then if we scroll down as well, we can also export this into either an Excel or CSV file. I like to use Excel. It gives me a little bit more leeway to send it to whomever I need to send it to, whether it be a customer, salesperson, or someone here internally. And once that is processed, we'll go ahead and open it up. And very simply, it just drops everything into an Excel file, gives everything header names, and gives the quantities on there as well. So there we are. Okay, now. So now that we're finished with that, I'll show you one option at the bottom to basically reset everything. This is important to do to make sure you're not pulling out of the database information that's already been drilled down on. So when you want to reset it, the best thing to do is to scroll to the bottom of the page, click Reset All, and we're going to end up back at square one, which will give us the entire RFID line of LF and HF readers. So on the left-hand side, one of the things that I want to talk about here, and then we'll sign off, is 3 different ways to mount a tag. So you can either mount it not on metal, which could mean basically anything except for metal, plastic, Delrin, PEEK, etc. So tags are measured off of metal, and then they're measured on metal, and they're not flush mounted, and then they're actually mounted inside the metal, where they would be flush mounted down into the surface of whether it be steel, aluminum, or what have you. So one of the things to keep in mind here, when we measure our ranges, we have a minimum range and a maximum range. And we do that because some antennas will not allow the tag to be touching it. So if it has a minimum read range of 3 millimeters, we have to make sure we catch that when we do the search here. So let's just take an example. We'll crank this one down. This is read metal free. So this is going to be anything that falls in between a minimum read zone of 0 to 5 and a maximum read range of, let's just say, 210 to 370. So here's what we're left with: 9 data carriers or tags, 5 read-write heads, and 38 different processors. So just that alone will help us drill down to a system. So if you know all the specifications of the application, this is a great place to start. Again, I always recommend talking to a Balluff pre-sales tech support or application specialist to make sure that you're selecting the correct products for your application. This is a great place to start, a great place to do research, and a great place to explore Balluff's broad RFID product line. So that's the RFID configurator in a nutshell. Certainly will be more products to come as new products are released and launched in the US. UHF is shortly to come, as well as the handheld units. But again, very simple concept to be able to identify products that are required for an RFID system.